I've got Devin Anktel here with me, a former player of mine. The last several years, he's jumped out and started a kicking service here in the Kansas City, Missouri area. When I decided to jump out and do this, there's no better person to bring on board with me than Devin. I reached out, grabbed him, and he decided to join me in this venture with Snyder Kicking. And so today, I want to take you through just some basic fundamentals and basic things for your high school kickers, punters. This will be punting today, to go through and just a visual to help you and also to help your punters as well. As we go through this, we're going to go through a drop drill, how to hold the ball, go into a one-step punt, and some basic things that you're looking for. Devin has really good technique, and as you watch this, you can see his body positioning and how he hits the ball and how he manages his drop. The other thing that I do want to share is that I do believe that every kicker and punter and snapper has their little own unique way they're going to hit the ball. And so whether it's their height, whether it's their leg length, whether it's their shoe size, there's always something that comes into play that makes each player a little bit unique. My big thing and my big focus is being able to get a player in his best balanced position to where he can get his power and be able to maximize his power with a smooth, efficient swing. So when you go through and see what we're doing today, you can see where Devin's very efficient in his movements, has good swing, very good drop as we go through this. So we'll go ahead and get started. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this and see it. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me at any point in time. Thank you very much. As we talk about the holding the ball and the grip on it, one of the things we want to make sure that we're doing is we want the ball to be able to set and tilt in at about 11 o'clock angle. And then we want to have a slight tilt down with the nose of the ball. And then in the hand, we want to make sure that we don't have the hand gripped over the top of it or in a position to where we're going to push the ball out of it and not get a good smooth drop to our foot. So you can see right here where Devin has the nose of the ball, it's not stuck into his palm. Turn it sideways there. Okay, it's loose sitting in here. The nose of the ball can be up just a little bit outside of that. Okay, and then we want to make sure you can see with the fingers as we're spreading the hand out around the ball right here, and nose working to the opposite seam just above it where Devin has it. It's a good spot as well. But what we're doing now is we're getting the ball in a position. Devin, if you turn this way to the camera, okay, you get the ball in a position now where you just got that slight angle tilted in and the nose drop just a little bit. And now we want to make sure when we're holding this ball, we're coming off of the hip, which is a table that we want to be from. And then as we drop that ball, we want to come nice and easy out of our hand to a nice smooth drop, okay? So it's going to come out and drop nice and easy back. We want to have a 45-degree angle as that ball bounces back. So drill-wise and things we want to work on. So as we're sitting around, and this can be something done at home, is we want to extend out the right foot or left foot, whatever your kicking leg is, extend that out. And then we want to make sure as we're doing this drop right here, we're setting the ball, we want to have a slightly outside the body frame. And then we want to bring that ball up, set, and drop. What we're looking for as we're doing this, we want to make sure we extend the right leg out, your kicking leg. Okay, so when we extend that out, you're trying to simulate a punt. So if you're actually stepping and going into a punt, you've got that extension out there and extension with the arm as well, so you're not dropping the ball tight into your body. And then as we get this, again, we want to not drop the ball across the body, so we're dropping the ball just outside the foot, and we want to give our leg a free swing to power through that. So right here, you can see where that drop is just slightly outside the body frame. Nice easy drop, and that ball is going to come back again at a 45-degree angle. And again, placement with the hand. So we got the guide hand is going to come to the ball. The guide hand is going to remove before the drop. So after doing just a steady drop, okay, with the extension we just talked about, now we want to get into, in the progression, is walk and drop. So with the walk and drop, what we're going to be basically doing is you want to put your kicking leg on the inside of a line, as you see Devin has here, and then we want to drop the ball onto the line. So Devin, go ahead and show this. So in the process of doing this, and as Devin stops in between, accustomed to being able to take this drop. Now what we want to be is progress it into a full walk and drop to where it continues to go. So let's do a couple walk and drops and pause. Okay, now back it up here, Devin. Now let's go to the walk and drop continuous. So you down and being smooth with it, then you want to progress this to where now it's a single motion. Now what I suggest on this is to be on a track or on a hard surface to do that. And again, you're looking at the ball hitting the ground and coming back right. Okay. So after we do the standalone and drop, then progression-wise, what we want to do is get into a walk and drop. So when we're doing this, and we want to make sure we have the ball just outside the framework of the body. Okay, we're going to stand here with our kicking leg inside the line, and we want to drop the ball on the line as we're doing this walking progression. Okay, ideally you want to be on a hard surface. When you get to a continuous motion of doing this, that ball is going to bounce right back to you, and then you can be continuing moving. So we're going to pause in between on these right here, but as Devin goes, you can pay attention to where his right foot is and where the ball is in conjunction with his foot on the line. So this right here, again, we want to get the ball in position where we have a full swing without anything impeding the swing. Now we're going to go to a continual walk and drop. Okay, so once you get accustomed to holding the ball, getting a good drop, being consistent with it, then we'll go to the continual drop. And this is where you want to try to have a fluid motion to where you're gathering the ball up, getting it set quickly, and then walking through it. Now, the other thing on this, as we go through this process, is going to be the timing of your drop, okay? So Devin, I'll have you walk this way, back up right there, and walk this way. So if you watch when Devin goes to drop this ball, as that ball comes out of his hand, it is timed up with the plant foot. So what happens with a lot of younger people when they get started in this is that ball comes out way before that plant foot is getting close to the ground. So ideally, timing-wise, we want to make sure that when you're doing this progression, that the ball's coming out as the plant foot is coming to the ground, and that'll be your timing for your drop. So now in our progression, going from the drops, and we typically would do the walk and drops, do 400 to 500 yards of those. This is in pre-practice before you get warmed up. Now what we move into is a one-step. So one step, we want to be able to work on, number one, the drop, making sure we're doing a good job there with some movement. And then number two, we really want to work on our body positioning, and now we're working on our follow-through and our drive from the plant leg, okay? So when we do this, and a lot of the things that we'll address as we continue going forward, but we always want to finish downfield to our target, okay? So one of the things I always tell punters and kickers to do is make sure to stack the balls and leave them in front of you instead of behind. Because what happens with a lot of guys, they stack the balls behind them, they go to hit the ball, and the first thing they do is they're falling back out of it to go get it. Again, we want to train ourselves to be able to continue downfield through the ball. So right now with the one steps, we start this off without a snap, okay? And then this would be something where you're looking at 30, 40, 50 of these in a pre-practice loosening up. So Devin will demonstrate this. You're going to have your kicking leg forward, okay? And then body positioning, you want to make sure you're slightly over the top of the ball. And then when you step into this, right now you're training yourself to be a little bit more compact and explosive coming out of the punt. So Devin, go ahead and hit a few here. Now we're doing this and you see Devin punt, so there's mechanically the thing we're you just go streamline. Yep. So mechanically what we're looking at is where Devin's positioning is with his body, okay? The nice short step as he's going into this, and then we want to keep the eyes on the ball. We want to see the ball hit the foot, and then we want to see the knee to nose, okay? So why we're doing that is we want to make sure that when we make contact with the ball that we're continuing our foot speed through the ball, okay? This is going to enhance our follow through and give us more power, more height, more distance, okay? And then as you watch Devin here, when he makes a swing and hits the ball, you see that he keeps his eyes to the knee to nose, and then he comes down, takes a step out of it, and then eyes up. One of the things I can tell you is, from many years of doing this, is as soon as the eyes come up, the swing stops. So that's the thing that's going to be really important. As you listen to this, you'll hear me talk about seeing things, and seeing things is very valuable for you to progress, to get better and better as you go. So once you get your one steps in by yourself, by setting the ball and going, then you want to incorporate a snap. So whether it's a snap from your snapper or someone underhand tossing the ball to you, now you want to incorporate the snap as you go into it. And again, when we get going from the side angle here, you want to pay attention again where body positioning is, okay, where the plant foot is. And one thing I can tell you is everybody's going to be a little bit different, but the one thing that you want to try to get out of this is you want to try to get your body in the best balanced position and most efficient, that when you come through that you have an explosive drive and you can use all of your body into it. Good. Once we go through the progression of dropping the ball without a snap and then dropping the ball with a snap with the one steps, and again, we're still looking at 40 to 50 hits here. Now we want to move into a two-step. So what we'll do is we'll line up 3 yards off of a line, and doing this is we're working on keeping our steps short and not overstriding. When we overstride and stretch out, we wind up getting our shoulders back behind. It's going to throw the drop off, and then that's where we wind up reaching for the ball and losing our power, our ability to fall up through the ball. So right here, Devin's going to punt the ball. We're going to try to punt that before the line. So foot should be here, ball's coming out at this line. So we're talking 3 yards of hitting the ball. So we'll go with a couple snaps here, as you guys can watch this. And again, keep an eye on the steps, nice and easy, smooth, drive or up through the ball. And again, I want to reflect back to the, I want to see the ball hit your foot, and then see your knee to nose, good drive extension, and lift up through the ball. Again, you can see right there where Devin's walking it out, continuing downfield. Okay, so this is something that is extremely important. You do not lose your balance and your weight backwards, okay? That's taking away power from your punt. Good.